Welcome, welcome. This is Time Freedom Daily, your daily spot that's going to help you position yourself to attain the knowledge needed to find your own freedom. Today is Motivational Monday, but we're going to start every stream out by going over the markets. Again, we're here to talk about many different things and investing, motivation, business building, crypto. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to try to give you the information that's going to help you move forward. But again, I got to give a disclaimer. We are not financial advisors, so take everything with a grain of salt. Do your own research, make your own decisions. These are only Chris and I's personal opinions. And with that, Chris, can you do me a favor? Pull up the charts for the crypto markets.
I sure can. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. There we go. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There you go.
Excellent. All right, guys. So market cap is down totally. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the market cap is at $1.9 trillion, down a little bit from over the weekend. Volume is steady. The BTC dominance, the Bitcoin dominance is up a little bit to 42%. And we'll scroll down here and just talk about some of the biggest coins. Obviously, Bitcoin is the king right now. And it is trending down just very slightly. Ethereum's down a little bit. Most of the market's just down slightly. I'm going to tell you right now, with the crypto markets, if you're not ready for swings in the market, the crypto industry may not be for you. But I'm telling you, if you don't have the volatility in a market, you do not have the ability for big upside swings. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, the fundamentals are still strong if you follow the money, and we're going to be showing this, going forward in the future. The whales, the people that have a lot of money, are buying these dips, and it's the newer wallets that have just recently bought coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, within the last 1 to 3 months. They're the ones that are buying and selling, and if they're hearing news for the first time, like China banning Bitcoin for the 21st time in the last 9 years, they're going to panic and they're going to sell, which drops the price. And then the whales come in and scoop it back up at a discount, and the price recovers right back up. So that is part of it. So, I'm not going to get into that too much right now. These are the coins according to their market cap. So, obviously biggest to smallest. Some of the bigger coins out there are Ethereum, of course, Cardano. Tether is a stable coin. It's like having cash, but in a crypto sense.
I can't believe Cardano didn't pop over this weekend with their
Absolutely. That was a little, but that, I think that's actually good news, Chris, because
I think so.
It's steady. And I think once this platform gets built out and all the smart contracts start launching on it, the volume is going to go crazy and the coin is going to go way up. So
I agree. There was so much good news and some really cool stuff dropped over the weekend with that. So
share with them a couple of the partnerships that Cardano just grabbed. Do you remember that from the launch?
I don't have it up in front of me.
Sure.
But there was quite a few, and there's some really well-known companies, cable networks, cell phone networks, as well as some of the other.
Boost Mobile and Dish Network were two of them, which is pretty tremendous. Another one I just want to stop on. Go back up a little bit there. So XRP, we all know that the SEC is attacking them, trying to tell everybody that that's a security. It's an all-out fight, and XRP is not going lightly, and I believe they're looking very good from what I'm hearing across some of the people that we're following, that there could be some good news happening pretty soon, either a settlement or potentially even a win for the case, which is going to increase price action dramatically. Solana pumped really hard last month, got up over $200 per coin. It's pulled back slightly to 142. And then Polkadot is another strong one. Obviously, we've got Dogecoin, which, even though I don't like the fundamentals of that project or the actual project itself, it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon.
I don't think so. It's got enough backers with a lot of money. I don't think it's going away either.
Yeah, Robinhood and Wall Street Bets really did a great job pumping that coin.
Yep.
And another one that I just want to touch on, Avalanche. That is an amazing platform with amazing technology, and look for some big
Mhm.
things to happen there. And one of the most undervalued coins right now, I think, is Chainlink. It is
Mhm.
absolutely crazy that it's at this price right now. It has partnerships with almost every project out there, because it's not actually a coin. It's a project that provides information off chain. It's almost like the Google of crypto, and everybody
Mhm.
can plug into it. And so it's a project that's being used all the time. So I don't want to get into all the rest of the coins. We know where the market is right now. It's holding a little steady.
We
It's
can look
down
at
just slightly.
the biggest
Yeah, let's look
movers
at
for the
the gainers
day.
the last 24 hours.
Luna.
Um, yeah, Terra Luna, again, a lot of smaller projects.
Mhm.
Phantoms is a good product. Quant is one that's got a lot of potential, and then also Solana.
Mhm.
Again, over the last 24 hours, it is up. And then the biggest losers, you're probably going to see a bunch of coins that are really, really low cap. That I don't follow too much. If you want to click that again,
Right.
let's see what the biggest losers are.
Yeah.
Tezos, Decentraland. That's one with an NFT, and we're going to have a really good video on NFTs and how to build your own NFT, a non fungible token
Well,
um,
and
that you can
Cosmos
do.
is down here, so sometimes the biggest loser is because they had a huge pump yesterday.
Yeah,
So it
for
doesn't mean
sure.
they're a terrible coin. Cosmos is great. Sushi Swap is great. So they're
Yep,
down there. Chainlink is down there as the biggest loser, and we know that's not
absolutely.
going anywhere.
Yeah, when you see these kind of dips, these are potential entry points. Again, do
Hmm.
your own research, make your own decisions. This is not financial advice. So let's move over to the standard markets. So right now we've got the S&P 500. It's down slightly. The Dow is up slightly. Nasdaq down slightly. So it's really kind of a flat day. We're going to go into our financial literacy days. How to invest, how we invest as our own people. We've done the research. Again, not financial advice, but we're going to let you know what we can do to um, really focus on long-term gains. There's so many people out there, whether it's financial success, nutrition, diet, workout. Everybody wants that overnight success. That is not what normally happens. So, everybody talks about, oh, when should I buy? When should I sell? When should I buy? It's not about timing the market, Chris. It's about time in the market. And that's where you get your compound interest.
Right.
There's some stuff we're going to share about just putting in $50 a week um,
Hmm.
into your retirement account over 15 years, and how much that can accrue to with basic gains. So again, another stream, another day. But today, again, Motivational Monday. Chris, I want you to hit on your topic. This is something that is important. We get into our own minds, uh, mind trash, I call it. Where we fill
Yeah.
ourselves with bad stuff, and we talk ourselves out of so many things. And I know you got something that's real close to your heart that you want to share on today. So, Chris, take it away.
Well, yeah, because this is our new channel, and we are going to be going over a lot of stuff. And both you and I think part of the entrepreneurial journey is realizing that you don't have a boss that's going to tell you to get it moving, to keep going, to work harder, to do your job, to do all the things you need to do. That becomes all on your own shoulders. And part of being an entrepreneur and working for yourself is realizing ways to keep yourself moving forward. So you and I have done a lot of brain work over the years because that's kind of what we need. I had, and I wanted to talk about my journey of where I had gotten into not a good place. I had kind of dragged myself down, and that was back when we touched on it briefly yesterday. My biggest failure was staying in a business too long. I knew I should have gotten out, and it was really those last 4 or 5 years where it really started to drag me down mentally. I knew I had stayed in too long. It became more and more apparent as a year went by, and the market started to turn a little bit, and people weren't going out to eat as much, and the restaurants started to suffer. It meant I needed to be there more. I wasn't happy about it, and one thing leads to another, and it's that snowball effect. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, and maybe not in such a bad way, but we all get into our comfort zone where you can't really see a light at the end of the tunnel. And that was me. I got myself into a place where, I talked about yesterday that looking 5 years in the future, your 5 year trajectory, I couldn't see mine. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was scared. I was looking at me being my age, realizing I've created this business that was supporting my way of life, but I couldn't see myself doing it for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It was draining me. And so then, like, what do I do? Go back to a 9 to 5, go back to sales, which I had been in years ago and done very well. But, sales was a job where I got 6 days off a month. So that was a scary thought. Going back to school to learn a new skill, I didn't love that idea either. So I was really in a place, where I didn't want to be, and those were the conversations that were going on in my head. So that was one of the big topics that I wanted to talk about. Was, we have all these conversations, and depending on the site, I actually went on some sites this morning to check out the research. Depending on what site you go to, you have between 1,000 conversations and like 50,000 conversations a day. So depending on the site you go on, you have a lot of thoughts and a lot of conversations with yourself. Most of those conversations each day are with yourself, right? So if the conversations are dark and headed in not a good direction, then that is your trajectory. You start, yourself, you start just digging yourself into that direction. You stop looking for opportunities. You stop looking for the good in things. You stop looking for the friendliness of people. You just stop looking, for the good. And I had got myself into that position. I had got myself into that position so much that the stress was actually taking a physical toll on me. I had worked myself into a ball of nerves, emotionally and physically. It started to pull my nerves, my sciatica in my back. Like I had started creating injuries for myself. It was, and your mind is that powerful. Your mind can really twist yourself up. And it had gotten to the point where I stopped mountain biking. I stopped skating. I stopped doing all my activities. I stopped working out. I had just got myself into that spot. And so when it was actually my ex, she noticed that I had kind of, gone downhill for a couple of years, and we share our kids together. And it was just a matter of me going there to pick up our kids. And she was like, man, you're just not looking like your old self. I've always been very athletic and very youthful and very high energy. And I had lost that. I had lost that for a couple of years. It just went away. And I was just kind of going through the motions of life. I was just showing up to the restaurant, doing what I had to do, begrudging it all, but doing what I had to do to get from one day to the next. The next day I would wake up and do it all the same. And she thankfully noticed and just kind of gave me some of her product, which is nutrition based, which, I won't go into right now, but, I started to take care of myself physically a little bit better. Once I felt a little bit better physically, then I started to see a little bit of that light at the end of the tunnel, and I got back into my good habits. And it's little changes like that. And so, no, I didn't go out and spend $1,500 on Tony Robbins. I maybe spent $15 on an Audible subscription so that I could listen to audiobooks. And that's what I did. And we talked about some of the inspirational people I listened to yesterday. I started re-listening to Think and Grow Rich, which, if you guys never heard of that book, that book is, 80 years old, 90 years old. The book has been around for a long time. It's an amazing book of amazing ideas. So, with my initial Audible subscription, you get a bunch of books. So I think I did it for 1 month, and then I turned it off because I was at that point, I couldn't afford it. got it for a month, downloaded all the books I could in that 1 month, and I downloaded books that I knew I wanted to listen to over and over and over again. Think and Grow Rich, I probably listened to that 8, 9, 10 times a year. How to Win Friends and Influence People, I listened to that a lot of times a year. The Alchemist, another amazing book. If you guys have never heard of The Alchemist it's an interesting book. It was written in Portuguese first. It's from a Brazilian author, again, probably 50 or 60 years ago. That book is probably on, if you ask all the world's millionaires, that book will probably show up on most of their shelves. And it's not necessarily a business book. It's a great story. It's a great story about attitude and kind of seeing your self-worth, which is huge. So that's what I did. I started to feel a little bit physically better. Started to pick up my good habits. That didn't cost me extra money. Like I said, I spent very little money on an Audible subscription. Started listening to all these books daily. And that was something that had been missing out of my life because, when we are focused on how rough things are, that's all you're going to see. Until you start focusing on opportunities and how great things can be, you're kind of stuck in your own hamster wheel is what I used to call it. So I started reading these books every morning and started getting myself into a little bit better position day by day. And then that's when John and I started hanging out with more positive people. I started surrounding myself with people that were in a spot that I wanted to be in. And gradually I started to climb out of that hole. I got the restaurant to a position where it was sellable. I knew that what I didn't want to be doing. In my head, they have to go then. I had to sell them. Even though I didn't necessarily have the answer to my future, I knew that wasn't it. And as long as I was in that hamster wheel, I wasn't going to find my freedom and my future. And so I listed them for sale. I listed them for sale individually. I sold one. Then I sold the other. And it's been, sometimes that's what you need to do. You need to believe in yourself so much. You need to believe that things are gonna work out. If you're constantly worried about what might happen and the turmoils, then you may not take that jump. And sometimes that's all it is being able to take that jump. What do you think?
That is look. That it's our motto in our house. I am a huge risk taker. I scare the living Jesus out of my wife sometimes.
Yeah.
And I constantly have to reassure her, and I say to her, what do I always say? And I've said it we've been together almost 22 years, is everything's going to work out. Mm-hmm. And it's because just what you said, I believe in myself. I've put everything I have into myself so that I make sure that I win. And, those conversations that you're having with yourself are, when I tell you that I completely 1000% agree with what you're saying, it's not even an understatement, because we can fill our head with such garbage.
Yeah.
And we can surround ourselves with people that are just negative and complaining about everything, and everything always goes wrong for them. And we can get dragged right into that pity party. Mm-hmm. And that's not what is productive. If we don't understand that there's a famous quote, if it's going to be, it's up to me.
Yeah.
And that's what is it. That's it. If it's going to be me, if it's going to be, it's up to me. So fill yourselves with the positivity. I'm the same way. I've got a whole bookcase full of books that I've read numerous times, audible books, CDs that I borrowed off friends and made copies of them, videos, and it's what I also watch on YouTube. It's stuff like that. You have to fill your mind with stuff that's going to productively bring you to the next level, to your leveling up. So
you really do. And it's funny because I've had these books, but I had gotten myself into such a position. I almost didn't even want to hear about happiness. And that's funny because I'm not that person, and I can really relate to people that they say, well, I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I don't want to listen to positive thinking, affirmations. I'd kind of gotten myself into that spot. Like I didn't want to hear about happiness because I was in such a gray, high stress, really tough environment that like I hadn't touched those books in years, and it wasn't until I really got a shaken. When other people noticed that I had physically changed and it really shook me and woke me out of that's why I was like, man, you know what? Those little habits are so important. And I can understand, some of our viewers watching that especially this last year and a half or 2 years, however long it's been in this crazy world we live in now, it hasn't been an easy world. Job security, people thought they had great jobs and job security, that kind of went out the window. People who had loved their job, teachers, nurses, those jobs became excruciatingly difficult, and I get it. So I talk to a lot of people every day that are in those worlds, and they're just kind of stuck in that same thing, and then that's kind of tough. I would really encourage you, if it were my message for the day, to wrap all that up, was find those little glimmers of hope. Find that little thing. If you start your morning with, like John said, a 5-minute YouTube that heads you in the right direction, or get Audible on your way to work. That's what I did. On your way to work, I would listen to one of those books instead of listening to the radio. I would listen to, Dale Carnegie. I would listen to one of those books on my way to work. And I'm like, man, even on the way to work, if your drive is 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, some of those ideas, you'll be like, yes, that's it. And I would literally, like, I'd be driving my car and I'd hit the bookmark little window on my phone and listen to it again later. But just those little things can make a huge difference in your day. And then you start doing that every day, and all of a sudden, the birds are chirping, the sky's a little brighter, and one thing leads to another. Then you start to open your mind to opportunities, and you start listening to your friends.
Sure. The one thing I want to say, guys, right now, if you're liking this content, you're going to see this every Monday, Motivational Monday. We've got a whole list of things we're going to be doing. We're going to be interviewing other successful people that they can share their own failures and successes, and something may, grab you and really relate to you. But first off, please like this video. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification. YouTube loves the algorithm. It helps us get noticed out there. So please do that. Share our page with your friends. If you got somebody who's in a dark spot that needs some direction, some information that's going to be easy to access, please recommend our channel to them. But I just want to share a quick story. You mentioned, so I'm traveling with a friend and his wife. We're families. This is a few years ago, and I remember her saying something to the effect that almost like she was sick of seeing my positive posts every day. Like I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, she didn't say it about me, but she said, oh, so I'll just block those people. Like she didn't want to see the positive. Like, why? Is your life that bad? No, they're very successful people. And it just didn't, I didn't understand where that was coming from. I mean, we're not bragging when we're sharing one of our business partners' successes or something that we've done or something our kids done. Mm-hmm. It's not bragging. That's positivity. I'd rather see that than a post about, some bad thing happening that was on the news. Like, I don't want to see that disgusting stuff. I want to see positivity. Right. When I see the negative stuff, I'm blocking that stuff. So you got to put yourself in a mind where it's going to cultivate and grow, and not where it's going to be held down and be recessed. So
I totally agree. But I do, now that I had been in that spot for a couple of years, I get it. I don't know why I ended up in that spot, or why our brains do that, where you don't want to hear about positivity. But I hear it all the time. I hear I'm annoyingly positive. I would rather be annoyingly positive than that negative friend that nobody wants to be around. And I was that guy for a couple of years. I was, so I get it.
I'm with you. Well, I'm glad that you came out of the darkness as a bright shine of light, because we all need
Yeah.
more of Chris Adams out there. So great stream, my friend. You have any parting words you want to leave us with?
I don't think so. I think that was a great stream. I appreciate you guys. Remember to like and subscribe and share. You know, we are doing this every day. You know, I love conversations with John, and I think that was one of our ideas of having a channel. You know, we speak to people every day. It's part of our job and part of what we do, and we both love it. We both love seeing other people win, and that is our goal here. We want to see people win. You know, we want to see you win. If you're, you know, if you're in a job and you have dreams of being free someday, then you know, hopefully we can help you see that.
We're going to plant those seeds every day.
Absolutely.
Excellent,
All right, you
Chris. Great
guys.
stream, my friend.
Thank you, sir, and we will see you guys later on.